Why your brain keeps choosing comfort. You know exactly what you should be doing. You know you should get up. You know you should work on that project, go to the gym, study, apply for that opportunity, start that business, put your phone down, do the thing you've been telling yourself you're going to do for weeks, and yet you don't. Instead, you stay in bed for another 30 minutes. You open TikTok. You watch another episode. You tell yourself you'll start tomorrow, and then you wonder, why am I like this? But here's what you need to understand. You're not necessarily lazy. Your brain is doing exactly what it was designed to do. It's choosing comfort, and if you don't understand why, you'll spend your entire life fighting against yourself. Your brain doesn't care about your dreams. Here's something uncomfortable to hear. Your brain doesn't care about your dream life. It doesn't care about the business you want to build. It doesn't care about the body you want. It doesn't care about your career. It doesn't care about the person you want to become. Your brain has a much more basic priority: keep you safe. For most of human history, conserving energy was useful. Food wasn't always available. Danger was everywhere. Using unnecessary energy could come at a cost. So your brain became extremely good at asking, can we avoid this? And thousands of years later, that mechanism is still there. Except now, the danger isn't a wild animal. It's opening your laptop, going to the gym, having an uncomfortable conversation, starting something when you don't know if you'll succeed. And your brain responds, maybe we should stay here instead. Because comfort feels safe, and effort feels uncertain. That's why your phone always wins. Think about what happens when you have an important task to do. Maybe you need to work for 2 hours. You sit down, open your computer, and suddenly you want to check your phone just for a second. One notification, one Instagram story, one YouTube video. 20 minutes later, you're still scrolling. Why? Because your brain loves easy rewards. Scrolling requires almost nothing from you. Every swipe gives you something new, a new video, a new person, a new story, a new piece of information. But working toward a meaningful goal is completely different. You might work for days, weeks, or months before you see a significant result. Think about going to the gym, one workout. Almost no visible difference. Learning a language. 1 hour of studying won't make you fluent. Starting a YouTube channel? Your first video might get 43 views. Building a business? You could work for months before making meaningful money. So your brain is given 2 choices. Option A, do something difficult now and maybe receive a reward later. Or option B, do something incredibly easy and feel good immediately. And then we're surprised when our brain chooses option B. Comfort has become too comfortable. There's another problem. Modern life has made comfort available almost everywhere. You're bored, phone, hungry, delivery, lonely, social media, tired, stay in bed, want entertainment. Thousands of movies and videos instantly available, there's almost always an easy option. And that's not necessarily bad. Technology has made our lives easier in incredible ways. The problem begins when you become unable to tolerate anything that feels difficult. 5 minutes without your phone feels uncomfortable. Being bored feels uncomfortable. Working without seeing immediate results feels uncomfortable. Going somewhere alone feels uncomfortable. Trying something you're bad at feels uncomfortable. So every time discomfort appears, you escape. And slowly, without realizing it, you train your brain. You teach it. Whenever something feels uncomfortable, we stop. That's where the real problem begins. Every time you choose comfort, you cast a vote. Imagine 2 versions of yourself. The first version wakes up and immediately checks her phone. She wants to exercise, but she's tired, so she skips it. She wants to start something new, but she's afraid she'll fail. So she waits. She has an idea, but she doesn't feel ready. So she does nothing. Not because she's incapable, but because she repeatedly chooses what feels easiest right now. Now imagine another version. She's tired too. She's scared too. She procrastinates too. She doesn't wake up every morning feeling incredibly motivated, but when her brain says, "Let's do it tomorrow," she sometimes answers, "No, we're doing 10 minutes today." That's the difference. Not superhuman discipline, not endless motivation, just a different response to discomfort, because every action teaches your brain something. Every time you run away from discomfort, you reinforce the idea that discomfort is something to fear. But every time you stay, even for 5 minutes, you teach yourself, "I can handle this." Stop waiting to feel motivated. One of the biggest mistakes people make is waiting for motivation. I'll start when I feel motivated. I'll exercise when I have more energy. I'll launch the project when I feel confident. I'll change my life when I'm ready. But motivation is unreliable. Some mornings you'll wake up excited. Other mornings you'll want absolutely nothing to do with your goals. If your actions depend entirely on how you feel, your feelings control your life. Instead, make the beginning ridiculously easy. Don't tell yourself, "I need to work out for an hour." Tell yourself, "I'm putting my shoes on." Don't say, "I have to study for 3 hours." Say, "I'm studying for 10 minutes." Don't say, "I need to write an entire chapter." Say, "I'm opening the document and writing 1 paragraph." Your brain often resists the beginning more than the activity itself. Once you've started, continuing becomes much easier. Learn to be uncomfortable again. If you want to change your life, you need to rebuild your tolerance for discomfort, and you can practice this. Put your phone in another room while you work. Walk without constantly listening to something. Do something before you feel completely ready. Finish the task when your brain starts asking for distraction. Have the conversation you've been avoiding. Go somewhere alone. Spend 20 minutes working on something even when you don't feel inspired. These things sound small, but you're teaching yourself an incredibly important lesson. Discomfort is not danger. You can be bored and survive. You can be nervous and still act. You can feel unmotivated and still work. You can feel uncertain and still begin. You don't have to eliminate uncomfortable feelings before taking action. Make the right choice. Easier. Discipline isn't only about fighting yourself. Your environment matters. If your phone is next to you while you're trying to work, you're making distraction incredibly easy. If unhealthy food is the first thing you see when you're hungry, you're making that decision easier. If Netflix automatically opens when you turn on your television, entertainment is 1 click away. So instead of constantly asking, "How can I become more disciplined?" ask, "How can I make the behavior I want easier?" Put your workout clothes out the night before. Leave your phone outside your workspace. Block distracting apps. Prepare what you need before starting. Create a specific place for focused work. Reduce the number of decisions you have to make. Because sometimes the smartest form of discipline isn't having more willpower, it's needing less of it. Your future is hidden inside. Uncomfortable moments. Think about almost anything you're proud of. There was probably discomfort somewhere in the process. Learning something new, leaving something that wasn't right for you, moving somewhere new. Applying for a job, starting a project, going to the gym for the first time, speaking when you were nervous, trying again after failing. Growth and comfort rarely live in exactly the same place, and that doesn't mean your life needs to be miserable. Rest matters. Enjoyment matters. Comfort matters. You don't need to spend every second optimizing yourself. But there's a difference between choosing comfort because you need rest and choosing comfort because you're afraid to move. Learn to recognize the difference. The next time your brain says later, pay attention. You might hear tomorrow. I'm too tired. I'll start Monday. I need to research a little more. I'm not ready. Just one more video. Don't hate yourself for having those thoughts. They're normal. But you don't have to obey every thought your brain gives you. Instead, ask yourself, what's the smallest uncomfortable thing I can do right now? Maybe it's opening the laptop. Maybe it's putting on your shoes. Maybe it's sending the email. Maybe it's working for 10 minutes. Maybe it's simply getting out of bed. Do that. And tomorrow, do it again. Because changing your life usually doesn't happen in one dramatic moment. It happens in hundreds of ordinary moments when you could choose comfort, but decide to move anyway. Your brain may keep choosing comfort, but you can teach yourself to choose differently. You don't have to feel ready to begin. You just have to begin.